When do you know when it's time to move into multiple trucks?
The distance will tell you, bro. You'll start getting more motion as far as like calls for freight. I started getting a lot of dispatchers hit me like, brokers hit me like, hey, I got a truck here. Oh, I got a load here. Do you have a truck here? I got a load here. Do you have a truck here?
So instead of like, because some niggas try to force it, like, I want to go get 3 trucks. Let the business tell you when to,
I'm gonna be honest, man. I keep it real. In the beginning, I tried that. I did about 4 rentals, and it was cool for a minute, but it wasn't my time for that. I had to wind up bringing one guy back. Another guy quit. And then the other guy, I wound up putting him in my truck. So it was just like, I tried to scale too fast.
Right.
You know, and that's the biggest thing what people do. They try to scale too fast. And if you don't actually let the business, like I said, tell you, it's time for you to move, gain employees, or purchase more vehicles. The business will tell you.
Yo, what's poppin', man? You know what time it is. Your boy, Mr.JayHill, JayHill Podcast, man. Straight out the trenches, man. We in the city, Baltimore. I got Aaron in the building. What up, dog?
What up, bro?
Yeah, man. What you say? If you could trap, you could truck?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You can trap, you can truck.
What's
man.
up, dog? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good. I can't complain. Tell me how you, first of all, where you get the name from? If you could trap, you could truck.
Man. So, I kind of put that slogan together off of, me just being able to correlate the streets and the logistics of streets available to the legal industry. I just put that together.
Yeah, what got you into trucking?
Honestly, man, you know, I was working and throughout the pandemic, I'd seen a lot of guys recruiting trucks and just picking up and jumping into the trucking industry. So about my last 2 years of selling cars, I just started researching from there, and then it made me just want to get into it.
Okay, so like, did you start with like, because when I think about trucking, especially when I think about the pandemic, a lot of people were trying to buy the trucks, but then you still had to get the drivers and things like that, or you went straight into a hustle mentality, like you get the truck, you just driving it and shelf. How did you get started?
So honestly, what I did was I kind of did my research a little bit more in depth. I watched, because I was selling cars throughout the pandemic, so I watched a lot of guys buy overpriced vehicles, and I seen a lot of guys fail, but I also seen a lot of guys win. So what I did was, in between, I was just like, you know what, let me figure out a way that I can get into this industry, because this is an industry where it's recession proof and you don't need a personal customer to keep your business going.
Wait, when you say you don't need a personal how do you make money then?
So it's kind of like, all right, so with the car game, what I was doing was I was relying on a customer to walk through the door and purchase a vehicle, versus I don't have to rely on that when it comes to freight. Freight is something that moves 24/7 a day. Everything that we have on, from the clothes to the furniture to the chairs to the carpet in this building, comes from a truck.
You gotta get delivered. Yeah.
Correct. So it doesn't rely on a single individual.
Okay, but I know another thing is, like, especially when we got our own business, you got to get the clients, right? How do you get clientele? Like, how? Because everybody would just get a truck and then you would just get the money. I'm pretty sure it's not that easy, right?
No, it's not that simple. No. So basically what you have to do is kind of like, you have to establish yourself as far as like building relationships, putting in the work. You know, for me, what I did was I was over the road, like I didn't mention that, but I was over the road for about 8 months straight. And once I did that 8 months straight, I figured out, you know what, I need to come home, because the work that I'm doing over the road is possibly what I could do home. And what I did was I came home and I started working local. So I started running a lot of local runs. It's kind of like I said, like the street level with this shit is the same brokers were the same people that had the same loads local. And what I did was I just put myself out there. I made myself known. I was like, hey, look, man, if you have another load running up and down the I-95 area, the Midwest, the Mid-Atlantic region, if you got loads running up and down that way, give me a call. Let me know, and I'll run that shit for you.
All right, wait. All right, so for somebody that's home right now, right, and they try and get into it, you got your truck. We'll talk about how you got it with the funding and all that, right? But before we even get to that, let's skip some steps real quick. You get the truck. You said you was running like over the road, right? That means not in your local area. You probably spending hours, days out, right?
Yep.
How was you able to get that though? Was you being hired by somebody? Like how did you even get that to that point?
So what I was doing was in the beginning, I had hired a dispatch service.
You hired a dispatch service.
I did.
How did you do that?
I jumped into it basically with no real experience, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of research, but no real experience because the real experience is being and doing hands on.
Right.
I met someone that actually had a dispatcher. This dispatcher was from overseas. That was a dispatching service. That kind of went bad for me, but I learned some game from them, you know, and I learned that dispatching was what I needed to do first before I hired anybody else to kind of help me run our business. So I started learning that, and in the process of learning that, I was like, all right, let me come home and build a foundation because I know that the brokers that run loads local, they're going to run those loads probably multiple times a week because they run them at the same organizations, the same warehouses. So
Before we even get the logo though, explain dispatch because I don't even understand. So for somebody that might not understand, explain the dispatcher. What is that? How do I find the dispatcher? Because it sounds like that's an easy way in to make some money. And niggas is just trying to make some money out here. So what is that?
So dispatching is basically what the person will do is I'll get on a load board or I will give some cold calls to different companies or organizations that have loads that need to be pushed.
How I find them?
I get on the load board more than likely.
What's a load board?
DAT is a load board. Basically what a load board is it shows you where freight moves across the USA. And from state to state, you can go on this board. It's a platform that's an application. You can either do desktop or you can do your phone. You go in there and you look for where you want to go, how far you want to go, and what you're looking to get paid.
And this is with your truck too.
That's it.
How hard? Because all right, so when I hear that, it sounds similar to, and I'm not trying to confuse nobody, but it sounds similar to like real estate when I'm trying to like find out who's selling their home or things like that. But I know that especially when I'm trying to wholesale a home, that can be hard because I gotta call 100 different people. With that, how easy or difficult is it to actually get a job?
So the load board is basically like the slops, okay? It's the end of the road, all right? So you already have these organizations or companies that already have dedicated or contractual loads. So they're moving off of that. So the loads that don't get moved off of contracted or dedicated shit is basically off of a spot market. So it's like up for grabs. Anybody can get on there and get on my phone. I'm not going to look and say, hey, I want to dedicate this route from Baltimore to, let's say, Illinois. And I look, and the best amount of money or the highest amount of money that's paying for what my operational cost is and it makes it profitable for me, I take that load and I go for it.
But it's easy to get that. It's not hard.
Absolutely.
But those routes, I'm assuming, is just difficult. Like driving is hard because it take a lot of time. I'm assuming.
It's more so like a strategy, to be honest with you. It's like a strategy. So like once you get out on the road and you start doing it, you can kind of commonly understand where you're going. And that's the basic part about like this shit. Like I said, is the dispatcher basically understands the routes that make more sense for the carrier. And you may be the carrier, I'm the dispatcher. So I figure out where you want to go at. And I figure out where I need to send you that makes the most sense. It's the less miles, but pays you the most.
Okay.
So we all profit and I keep your company profitable.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get into more of the smart stuff, right? But I feel like sometimes the smart stuff takes more strategy. It just takes more time. I want to get into the hustle first, only because if a nigga ain't got it, I know I can at least fall back on my hard work, right? My hard work. So how did you get the truck? I know you did your research, but how did you get it? What was the first steps you did to get it? What size truck was it? All of that.
All right. So basically what I did was this, bro. All right. So I did my research and I figured, all right, you need a 26-foot BoxTruck to jump into this game.
How big is that? Just for
26 foot is basically a non-commercial vehicle.
Like a medium. Think about U-Haul. Like
it's a little bit bigger than a U-Haul vehicle. All right. It's a little bit bigger than a U-Haul vehicle.
Okay.
You don't need a CDL. All right. So you don't need a CDL. Again, no CDL. All right. Now, what you have to do is go set up an LLC, get your EIN number. And from there, what you have to do is go on the FMCSA side of it, which is Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration side. All right. Once you get on that side of things, you set up your business as far as if you want to run local or out the state. If you want to run local, you do a DOT number. If you want to run out of state, you get an MC number, which is the Motor Carrier Authority. That gives you the right to move freight from state to state. Once you set all of that up and get your insurance, your EIN number, you feel me, your LLC, you're kind of in the bag. You go from there, you figure out where you want to run. Me, I kind of, like I said, when I jumped in, I did over the road because over the road pays more money.
Okay.
All right. But if you have the right systems in place, you can actually come home and run local. And that's what I did. I started running over the road to build my cash up and my capital. And then I figured out, you know what I need to do is come home and kind of establish some relationships, because where we're at, as far as in the Northeast region, there's a lot of freight that moves in and out through Baltimore. People don't understand that Baltimore is the second biggest port in the USA. We have the second biggest port, bro.
Damn. What is this running? Where does Atlanta lay? Because I feel like they always got some.
Well, they have a huge hub.
Okay.
They have a huge hub. That's a major hub. But as far as port wise and freight that comes in by the capacity, we have the second biggest.
What's the difference? A port and a hub. What's the thing?
Well, hub is like an interstate. You have the airport. You have the port as far as like the containers and things that come in.
Okay.
So they have the bigger roadways as far as how that comes in. But as far as capacity, we have the second largest hub here.
Okay.
As far as port here.
Okay, that's crazy. All right, so first thing you did, let's say we get out EIN, we get out, you need your DUNS number and all that shit too?
You don't really need the DUNS. I mean, the DUNS is something you can use as far as on a credit side.
Okay, so you get how did you get the truck? Speaking of credit, did you have to go, you already had some capital raised or?
Nah, what I did was I leveraged my credit.
Where was you at the time?
I had a $20,000 credit card.
Navy Federal?
Southwest.
For real?
Yeah, Southwest.
That's tough though, because I'm assuming that because it's Southwest, it's for traveling, so they probably have hit you with a bigger APR.
So it's like a step that we skipped, but basically like, all right, so what I did was I was selling cars. I figured out the financial side of things when I started selling cars. So that gave me a little bit of leverage and understanding how to work my credit and leverage my credit. Before I left selling cars, I wound up getting a $20,000 credit card. So when I left selling cars, I knew I had that much amount of credit to borrow and leverage. I used that credit card, purchased the rental, and I went from there.
So your first truck was a rental?
Yes.
It was, you didn't even own it?
No, sir.
So when you say you purchased the rental, explain that.
I mean, I got the rental.
Okay. How much was it costing it?
About $1,200 a week.
Damn. So this credit card was this 0% APR for the first year, or?
It was like 2%, but what I did was this. So again, in the car business, I learned that what you can do is use a credit card and use that to purchase. If you pay back, you get the more interest in the points.
And you get the points facts.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I used the Southwest credit card and I ran that thing up and got so many points where I could just fly for free. But at the same token, I'm using it and paying it back. I'm leveraging the price.
Facts. What was your well, I guess it don't matter because I done had conversations about credit for so many times. Y'all can figure it out. If y'all don't know, just Google this shit.
Yeah.
But because there's other credit cards out there that get you the 0% interest for a year, 12 months, right?
Right.
And then you could just make the money. You know what I'm saying? Especially especially if you're doing it on a business tip, right? Because I'm pretty sure you know about that now. Get business credit, you can run that up. So, do you have your own truck now?
I do.
All right. At what point and what stage in your career where you was like, all right, I'm ready for my own truck and you make this purchase? And how do I know that, all right, I'm ready? How much money, you know what I'm saying, where should I be?
I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. I started doing my P&Ls and I looked and seen that I spent about $60,000 on a rental in about 8 months.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you would say, knowing what you know now, you would suggest just go ahead and get your own shit out there.
Get your own shit of finance. And I'm going to be honest, if you're in the right place where you can finance, I would finance because in this business it's so volatile. You want liquid cash at all times. You want cash at all times.
Damn. So how much you think you was making when you was over the road and you renting? Because you're still kicking out hella bread. That $1,200 a week you said. How much you was bringing in? Like
to be honest,
yeah.
When I started, it was kind of tough. I mean, I worked my way through dispatchers to figure out who was the right person to actually dispatch my operation. So in the beginning, I'm gonna be real. Guys come in the beginning and they're making about $3-4 grand, and that's just real numbers.
Like what? Oh, a week?
Gross. That's not net.
But a week or
Yeah, a week.
Okay.
Because everyone's operational cost is different. You know, you may have a better credit score, you may have a better insurance history, you may have a better founder or somebody behind your business that has strong credit, so it can run your business differently. Your operational costs come in different. It's all about operational.
So let's say grocery. Let's say what? Let's say $1,300 net a week. How many hours is that though?
If it's over the road, bro, I'm gonna be honest. A guy over the road is doing about 100 hours easily driving.
And you only bringing in 1,300.
It depends on what you set his rate at. I mean, that's what the biggest thing is about how you pay him and how the driver's performing for you.
But at the same time, so I'm just trying to, for the niggas that's home that's trying to just get to it, right? This is still a investment. It could be time, right? Time wise, this is a time investment to run up some capital because we need capital.
Absolutely.
So you telling me if I just put in some work, I just put my head down and I do the work for 3 months, this could actually change the position that I'm in because then I can go ahead and
Absolutely
do it in a smarter way.
Absolutely.
Sheesh. Okay. Size of the truck one more time. What was it?
I mean, give or take, listen, a 26-foot box truck, you go over the road for 4 weeks straight, right? Minimum 5,000 a week gross. Okay. You're going to probably net about, I give or take about 30% of that. So let's just say you bring home 2,200, 2,300 a week. That's at the food, eating, fuel, insurance, all of that. You pay about a week. End of the month. You do the numbers.
That's like what? 8,000-9,000.
Yeah. And that's minimum. That's minimum. You have guys that's doing 7-8K a week. I mean, myself, I average at least minimum 6,000 a week if I'm willing to work.
So you're saying somebody that don't have nothing going, if they really fucked up, if you really want to get to it, just put some work in. I mean, of course, we gotta do the work.
Absolutely.
But you can really change your circumstance by just putting your head down and going to get it.
Easy.
And even if you don't have great credit, you still could rent. Is there any way we can leverage it? Can we, like, let's say we got a good friend. Like, how can we? Because if you fucked up, a lot of people that's fucked up also have bad credit.
That's what
it's, it's just how.
All right, so with the bad credit situation is this. I mean, what you can do is you could go in, you can get a rental. You would try to rent a route, and as far as the rental route, I mean, local is okay if you have the strategy you figured out. Like I said, man, it's a lot with this business. It's so volatile. It's like you have to really understand and put the work in and understand the strategies and how freight moves, where it moves to, and what's beneficial for you. Because like I said, I mean, he could be from California and the freight doesn't move like it moves in Baltimore or Chicago. So it's like, it's all about understanding and learning the market before you even jump out there and put yourself in that situation. It's like the best thing to do is either get with somebody that understands it or kind of research it and learn it. That's what I recommend. Me, myself, I just jumped out there and I figured it out.
Yeah.
But,
Damn, all right, so let's go into the more smart side, right? You was like, man, I can make more money on the local side. And I don't have to put in all these goddamn hours, right? Make the same amount of money.
Yep.
What was the come to life moment, the awakening moment that made you like, man, all right, this ain't working like this.
So what it was this, right? So, all right, I'm over the road. I'm doing about 8,000 a week, right? But I'm paying an employee. I'm paying somebody. I'm paying for fuel. Fuel was higher. I'm putting no miles on my truck. Was it no maintenance? Usually you got those 4 things right there. Fuel, driver pay, more miles, or maintenance.
Yeah, that's eating into the money.
Exactly. So I'm like, all right, let me figure out how I can dumb down expenses. I came home. I got rid of a driver. I jumped in the truck myself. I said, all right, let me figure this in-house move. How freight moves inside of my city within a certain amount of miles, a certain region, and see if I can capitalize the same way. I learned that throughout the 95 highway from the interstate from New York all the way to down about Florida, you can run. There's no need to really go outside of certain lanes. See, there's freight lanes that you play where you don't even have to really go but there and back to make money. And once I figured out that strategy, it was like, all right, why put all the extra miles, the excess maintenance, the excess hard work on drivers when I can send them here, and we could damn near make the same amount of money.
What's the strategy exactly though?
All right, so the strategy is this, man. If you pull out a map, right? This is triangle. It's like a triangle offense. All right, so you got the Mid-Atlantic region. You got from about Florida up to about New York and Massachusetts, right? From that whole line right there, that's give or take, you got about a 14-hour to a 16-hour drive up and down. You can do that within 2 days. If you can do that within 2 days and you can get loads on your truck, 2,000 more, you do the math.
Yeah. How much? How many hours are you working now?
Hour-wise, shit, bro. I mean, local, I'm doing about, I might move a load from 7 in the morning. I could get finished around 5, 7. It can vary. It varies, honestly. It could be 10 hours a day. Really, we don't base it off hours because it's all, we get paid by the job. We get paid by the job. So it's not really off of hours.
I guess I'm just trying to understand for somebody that's like, it might got a family, but it's like, man, it's time for me to get this money. You get what I'm saying? But I still want to support my family. I still want to be there for the family. I'm trying to see how you balance it.
All right. So what I figure is this, right? So with local, right? Because I got a guy in training right now. And what I'm doing with him is I'm running him up and down 95 from VA to about New York. All right. And from there, you have roughly about 400 miles. 400 miles takes about 8 to 9 hours to drive.
Yeah.
That's the same day delivery. All right. So if I can pick up a load that's $800 and then maybe find another one on my way up, I'm at $1,000. And I'm not going to give all the sauce over the internet, but it's like, all right, I figured out how to strategize the miles in the lane and where I need to go to make $1,000 roughly a day, 800 to 1,000 a day, versus me running here to Chicago, 12-hour drive, more fuel. That's 800 miles versus 400 miles. I make the same day.
And that's how you get to the 1K a day.
Absolutely.
That's how we land on 1K a day. Are you did you jump into Mentor yet?
So look, I got the website getting ready to drop in about a week. I had the mentorship as far as ebook. I have the beginner ebook as far as how you set your business up. It's a starter kit inside of there as well that gives you the whole dashboard. A lot of guys don't understand the cost per mile, the operational costs. So I give a whole platform of that, of how you lie your business in the right way and use that. And then I also have a dispatch guide in there so that can show you how and what lanes I use and what lanes I play and the moves I play to make $1,000 a day.
Shit, I mean, if they've been how long, man? If they've been watching this long, they deserve some game, right? Let's get, because this how you can really get the clients.
Absolutely.
Let's break down play by play all again. You know what I'm saying? So we need to understand operational costs. We need to understand cost per mile.
Yep.
We need to understand all of this. If you could break it down in a master class, like, let's give them a game.
All right. So what I do is this, bro. All right. So basically, all right, you got 5 days in a week. All right. So if you want to, what I do is I pre-book. Pre-booking is basically I'm looking for the loads ahead of time. So on Saturday, I may be setting my week up. Saturday, I book a load for you, right? I already got a load for you running. Let's just say it's $400. You pick it up at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and you take it to the destination. The key factor is the miles in between where you're driving. All right. So you're driving a commercial truck. You only can drive but so fast. You only can get there but in such amount of time. I figured out how you stay inside of a time gap and within a certain amount of miles. So that way you can hurry up, drop that load. Let's just say the load is paying $400. You drop it off at 7, 8 in the morning. You still got the rest of the day. From 8 in the morning, I go, look, I got another load booked for you. Let's just say I get you another load for $400. You're already at $800 for the day. And it's not even 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So the biggest thing is this. It's looking at the deadhead miles, the miles. It's all about the miles. Knowing your region. Knowing where you live at. Knowing how you book your freight. Knowing where the freight flows.
What's a good amount of miles that you want to, like, what's the ideal amount of miles?
I would stay under about 40 to 50. because give or take, yo, if you look at it, 40 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour. It's all off of like that. So if you look at the speedometer, it's looking at 60 miles per hour. So if you do 60 miles, it takes you about an hour to get there.
Right.
I'm trying to stay under 60 miles. I don't want it to take you an hour to get there. I want you to get the load off as quick as possible. And so I'm looking for loads that are paying or within a certain amount of capacity as far as miles wise.
So what's the median though? Like what's the average? So because if you don't want it to be in 60, how easy is it?
See, it's not. It's kind of like hard to explain that, but it's like, all right, if I get on the load board and I find you a load that's under 60 miles, I know it's going to take you within an hour to get there. All right, so you drop that load off within an hour to 2 hours at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning. You're already at $400. I find you another load that's that same amount of miles and everything. You're at $800. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, looking at the mileage, looking at the time, knowing the understanding of how far it takes to get here, knowing and understanding the mistakes in between, what could happen. And it can happen sometimes. But for the most part, bro, when you run a local, it's just like this. You're looking at miles, you're looking at the weight of the freight, and you're looking at how fast you can get it off. When you start doing that shit consistently, like I was doing it, or how I'm doing it, I know where the freight's going. When I look at certain cities, certain states, I talk to certain brokers, I know what's going. I know what I got. I know how long it takes for it to come off the truck, everything.
Damn. So do you have multiple trucks now, or?
I'm using a rental and my truck at this moment.
Damn. When do you know when to do that? Like, what was the number? Like, all right, I made 200,000. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, when do you know when it's time to move into multiple trucks?
The distance will tell you, bro. You're right. The business, it'll tell you. Like, you'll start getting like more motion as far as like just calls for freight. I started getting a lot of dispatchers hitting me like, brokers hit me like, hey, I got a truck here. Oh, I got a load here. Do you have a truck here? I got a load here. Do you have a truck here? And once
okay. Listen. So instead of like, because some niggas try to force it, like, I want to go get 3 trucks. Let the business tell you when to,
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, man. I keep it real. In the beginning, I tried that. I did about 4 rentals, and it was cool for a minute, but it wasn't my time for that. It wasn't. So I had to wind up bringing one guy back. Another guy quit, and then the other guy, I wound up putting him in my truck. So it was just like, I tried to scale too fast.
Right.
You know, and that's the biggest thing what people do. They try to scale too fast. And if you don't actually let the business, like I said, tell you, it's time for you to move, gain employees, or purchase more vehicles. The business will tell you.
Yeah. Trying to scale too fast definitely will set you back. Nah, that's good, bro. That's game, man. Yeah. So tell me what you got going on that the people that can support and stuff.
All right, so at this moment, the t-shirt I got on right now, I got the merch coming. If
it's hard too. Like it's a good quality too,
man. Hey,
it's just hard.
I'll make sure I give you one too, man. Yeah. Quality fabric. So we're doing that as far as the if you can track the truck. Basically, man, a lot of guys, man, that I know in the truck industry, they came from the truck, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they had the understanding, they had the street understanding, they had the logistics understanding of how things work, man. And it's the same thing, man. It's really no different, man. For us, it's a legal business where you can run this shit up and really make money.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. What I'm thinking about is I'm trying to think about on a granular level, like a nigga that got the bag, right? Like you said, don't scale too fast. But let's say a nigga that do have a bag, right? Because all of us, like as African Americans, one thing we all can use is capital, right? But let's say I'm a business owner and I do have capital. I'ma hire a nigga like you who can then, that understand it, and can then manage 4 or 5 trucks.
Absolutely.
I might not buy the trucks, or if I'm just starting, it probably wouldn't be smart for me to buy the truck. But if I have a business that's already bringing in income and I'm just looking for investment opportunities, that might be a good investment opportunity. Yes. Invest in a person like you to manage a trucking company instead of me trying to do it myself.
Absolutely.
No, I see.
And see, that's a purpose. That's part of one of the reasons why I'm offering the mentorship too, because it's a lot of guys like that. They don't have the common understanding of how to run a business, but they have the capital.
Facts.
So it's really all about that. It's like leveraging the capital. That this business takes a lot of money to run, but you can make a lot of money.
But I mean, I heard this too a lot. Niggas buying trucks and they lost money. Like, it fucked them over. They probably bought a lemon. Like, I done heard that. How do you avoid those type of mistakes?
So when purchasing a truck, bro, like for me, I would send somebody out there and know what they're doing. I mean, you want to have at least a diesel mechanic to go check that joint out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And bring somebody with you, man, because it's a different ball game. It's not a car. It's a commercial vehicle. So, from there, you really want to have somebody that knows what they're doing, know what they're looking at. I'm not a mechanic myself. So what I did was I hired a mechanic to come out there, run over the truck, let me know what's up. And it was A1. So
what's the price you trying to pay a mechanic to come look for it?
So I paid about $400. I recommend if you purchase it and you go online and look for a vehicle, get your mobile mechanic.
Okay.
Don't go out there and buy a vehicle, a diesel engine, a commercial vehicle. You don't know what you're looking at, and nobody's looked over it.
Okay.
Bring somebody with you. Spend $400.
Yeah, you save best.
Yeah,
because you spend money, you save money. You try to take the easy route, the finesse route. You won't pay for it in the end.
oh, man, that's it.
Yeah, the thing I like about it the most, bro, is the fact that you don't need a CDL. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's like that means you could really go out here. You gonna have to put some work in, but
of course,
you go out and make some money.
Man, no CDL really makes it the biggest and the easiest thing. I mean, honestly, a lot of guys don't understand that the CDL thing is it's a little bit more difficult with that because there's a lot of more parameters on that shit.
Yeah,
you're federally governed to do a lot of different things because you're a personal and a professional driver with that license.
Yeah.
Versus I'm not a CDL. I don't have all those obligations.
All right. Well, I might think that might be the title. Like, don't get a CDL. No, this is good, bro. You said you got your little one going to prom tomorrow.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Congratulations, man. I appreciate the game. Anything we didn't touch on?
No, man. I feel like that's it, man. I feel like we touched on everything, honestly.
My dog, Aaron, I appreciate you. For the people that don't know, let them know how to follow you and all that.
Hey, look, man. My name is Mr. 1K a day. It's _ AAA for logistics. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all the same thing. YouTube, all the same thing.
My nigga.
Appreciate you, bro.
Mr. JayHill podcast is a wrap.